What's up guys, RW back here, and in my last video I shared how the predatory practices that 2K have recently rolled out with the Ringside Pass, it's only just beginning, and unfortunately, as the title suggests, I think this will be the beginning of the end. You see, I have Brian Pillman, WWE 13, he was DLC for that game, and his estate didn't re-sign the Legends deal after 2K17, which required him to be removed from 2K18, and he has been missing from the series ever since. Luckily, his daughter Brittany Pillman signed a Legends deal in February of 2024, allowing his likeness and merchandise rights to be sold back to WWE. So now I'm wondering, okay, would he appear in 2K25? Because all it took was a year. If the deal was signed in February of 2024, they had about a year and a half for when 2K25 released in March. But that wasn't the case. And so far, Brian Pillman has only had 3 appearances in this 2K franchise. We are now set to enter 2K26, and it looks like they're going to try the same stint they did for WWE 13. They're going to make Pillman DLC again. Hopefully, he'll just be a base game legend, but I'm not too sure about that either, considering the new Ringside Pass revealed that majority of the legends that used to be in the game by default, they too will be locked behind a paywall. Excuse me, not a paywall, but more of a play wall, because you will need to play to unlock them. Hulk Hogan has already been revealed as the one of the first 4 to be revealed for free, released for free. He's one of the first 4, so 1 down, 3 to go. Who else? Bret Hart was also revealed to be one of another legends that you will have to play to unlock. The same Bret Hart that you can play from WWE 2K14 all the way to 2K25 just by paying VC. Now you have to play more to unlock them. And I just find it weird that we have to unlock legends that are already in the game. I think if you've been in the game more than 3 times, we shouldn't have to unlock you again. You should just be in by default. 2K16 is still the best in terms of legends because we had guys like Rick Rude. There was DLC for 2K16, Roddy Piper, Mr. Perfect. But in terms of base game legend, you could play as Sting right away. Sting 1999, Sting 91, Rick Rude, Randy Savage, Macho Man. You could play as these legends immediately just by purchasing the game and just playing. Now, not only if, and this really stings for the Legends fans, say if you bought the $150 Monday Night War edition, you would think that you would get everything right away. Nope, not this time. You have to, after paying $150, you still have to go out your way to play long and hard just to unlock a legend of your choosing. And that's the scary thing about it. We still do not have a clue. At the time of this recording, this is Saturday, February 7th. We still have no idea who else will be locked behind this Ringside Pass. Because if the DLC sucks, that's going to drive a lot of fans away. A lot of fans. I know Brian Pillman, you saw Brian Pillman on this thumbnail, and his face tells the whole story. Many die-hard fans of this series, particularly guys like me who are fans of the Legends roster, you will be very disappointed to find out, because that's the thing, most people don't even know. Some just pre-order the game and don't really read into the news. They just pre-order the game. Hey, look, a new WWE game came out, let me buy it, and we'll just wait till March 6th. But they're in for a rude awakening when they see that their favorite legend will be locked. And even if you did want to surpass all those tiers, you're still paying a fee on top of the $150 you have already spent. Gone are the days of the accelerator where you could just pay a $15 fee and unlock all at once. Those days have come to an end. According to 2K, they have retired the Supercharger pack. It's interesting to me that they even went this route. It's really interesting to me and bottom line strange. Again, as I stated in my previous video about 2K26 being strange, it's strange how everything was lining up for this game to be the perfect game in this new series after 22's revamp. The gameplay. Now you have limb targeting with the chairs, weapon physics, what else? Just overall realism in the gameplay. You could fight on top of the barricade. So many gameplay improvements this year have gone virtually unnoticed because of the backlash that this Ringside Pass is getting. That's crazy. A lot of people are saying this is why they just stick with 2K19. And I'll make a video on 2K19 as well, just showing how much legends you could get in that game. 2K19 is the pinnacle of 2K, WWE 2K gameplay. Will 2K26 come close? We'll have to wait and see. The match types, the gameplay was so outstanding. Everything we've been asking for, we're finally going to get this year. But then they went out their way to include this crap known as Ringside Pass. But the bottom line is money. That's all it's ever been about. Now they've just figured out a way how to get it even more. Because there will be, and sadly this will be the case, some people will really dish out quite possibly hundreds of dollars, 20s, 10s, singles, just to play as their favorite legend rather than grinding out the freeway. I personally will be just grinding because I've already spent 150. I'm definitely not spending any more just to play as a legend, but I will grind the game for it. But it should have never been like this in the first place. They should have never left their seasonal, traditional DLC model type, where you just buy the DLC yearly. And the fact that this Ringside Pass is going into December is a bit concerning, so to speak, because if 2K27 comes out in March the following year, December will be the month where people are leaving 2K26. So maybe it's not only just concerning, but rather interesting. What do they have in store for December of this year that will make people stick to this game? Because fans of the game are saying it's about player retention. They want more players to play the actual game. But if this DLC is very disappointing, all this for nothing? Again, go to Community Creations. If you don't feel like grinding, Community Creations will be your best friend. I bought the Brian Pillman, I didn't buy, I downloaded the Brian Pillman. His name is Juvenile Prince. I got him off of Community Creations in 2K25. If 2K26 is really tiresome in terms of the grind, I might just rely on Community Creations full time. Or for my PC guys have it great. You can just mod the game and get anybody you want in there. I'm a bit jealous. As an Xbox Series X player, I'm very jealous of the PC guys. You can mod, you can get Test in your game, you can get Sting, Edge, Christian. And that's another thing about this game that was just so mind-boggling. The fact that they went out their way to promote the two first editions as Monday Night War and Attitude Era just to get people talking. People speculated maybe it could have been a showcase mode, maybe a My Rise, according to Mr. Dubs. And that would have been a great idea. That may have gotten more people to buy the game. Mr. Dubs' original idea, he said it could have been a My Rise where you choose, do you join Team WWE or Team WCW? Do you join the NWO's faction? That would have been an interesting and original idea that would have made me happy for this game. But that's not what they're doing. What they're doing is using the Attitude Era and Monday Night War editions as a way to lock certain legends and models behind this mode. Matter of fact, I just showed you 2K16, WWE 13, and right now 2K17. Fun fact, Triple H 98 is locked behind the King of Kings edition. But guess what? You can play as Triple H 98 in WWE 13, 2K16, and this game right here, 2K17. You can play as the New Age Outlaws. It would really sting, pardon the pun, it would really sting if you just spent who knows how much for that Attitude Era pack for 2K25, right? You pay how much for the season pass or whatever just to play as Road Dogg, Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn. Now imagine, right? You just did that last game. This year, you're expecting that you're on the base roster. No, they're locked behind Ringside Pass too. Imagine that. I'm just speculating because if they could take a big leap like this, who knows what the next step is. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This will be my last WWE game, 2K game, and I could see it being a lot of others as well because it only gets worse. This is just stage 1. Can you imagine how WWE 2K27 is going to be? Hopefully, they learn from this lesson because there will be a lot of backlash in the coming months regarding this pass. Unless someone figures out a way to cheese it, unless someone figures out a way to just bypass the entire thing, or unless it's actually the grind is relatively easy, or the tier skips are cheaper. Because if not for those, I don't know how anyone could be for this game. Like I've said, go to community creations. 10 out of 10. Some creators there do a better job than the people creating the game. If you want a more realistic Attitude Era and Monday Night War edition with actual arenas and stars that are not locked behind a paywall, 2K17 and 2K16 will be your best friend in terms of 2K games. If you want the overall best Attitude Era mode, play WWE 13, bottom line. 2K26, as much as it disappoints me to admit this, I was scammed. This was just one of the most brilliant advertisements in the history of gaming. They suckered a lot of us out with their money. I know some people who literally paid $150, like myself, just for this game, thinking that there was going to be either a Monday Night War showcase or Attitude Era mode. That will not be happening. What will be happening is stars like Stone Cold and The Rock, their 1998 and 99 models will be locked behind the Attitude Era and MNW mode. Crazy, right? Stone Cold, you can literally play as every single version of Stone Cold Steve Austin in WWE 2K16, including Stunning Steve Austin. And that speaking of Stunning Steve, it's scary to think that they will wait till now to reveal Stunning Steve. But what do you have to do to get him? Grind. You have to grind. Or if you're not a fan of the grind, pay. Pay $2, $150 just to unlock Stunning Steve. And that's how they get you. Because if you think it stops with Stunning Steve, it goes for every legend, every DLC model you want. Pay $1 for Stunning Steve. You want the Hollywood Blondes, Flying Brian, and Stunning Steve? Pay $3. Because we don't know what route they're taking. Imagine they provide bundles for tag team factions. You want the NWO? Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, X-Pac? 4 stars. Imagine they say $4 for those. Can you imagine that? And there will be those who pay that price. You know it, I know it. There will be folks who pay that bundle price. Roddy Piper 98. Now, in terms of the models that are exclusive to each edition, it really just stings. Again, no pun intended. It stings because Triple H 98, Shawn Michaels 97, who else did we get? Rock 98, Austin 99. These were staples of previous games. Again, in this game right here, WWE 2K17, you can play as Randy Savage. But I bet what most people don't know is that Macho Man is locked behind the Monday Night War edition. So if you didn't get that edition, or excuse me. You have to get the Monday Night War edition to play as this Macho Man. Whereas in 2K17, you just pay a standard fee. At the time, probably $60. Now you could pay $10, get them on disc. But now we're really paying. So this is how the prices range for each model, by the way. Just in case you don't understand what I'm trying to get at. Kane 1998, you have to pay the Attitude Era fee to get that. So you're paying $130 for the Kane. Or you can pay the Monday Night War fee and unlock him for $150. You cannot play as Kane 1998 if you have the standard edition. Same goes for Triple H 1998. You cannot play as that Triple H nor Stephanie McMahon alternate attire if you do not have the King of Kings edition. So this really will suck for fans of WWE Legends. It's sad, really, because it's only gonna get worse. That's why 2K26 will be my last game, because I could sense it. Because if 2K sees that people are willing to pay for the tier skips, people are willing to just keep going, grinding hard, who's to say they won't do it again, but make it worse? I'm just really, really concerned. And I think a lot of others should be too. I'm happy to see that some get what's coming. They get the idea of what 2K, these predatory practices 2K are trying to implement early. And some still don't get it. Some still don't see it. Some are downright just blatantly ignoring the fact of what 2K is doing. And they're saying that it's okay to play for your DLC. When in past games, you got DLC, you paid one fee, you get all your DLC for free. You didn't have to play it more. You got what you paid for. Why was that removed? Imagine if Sting was in this game, 2K26. You have to play to unlock him. You would have to pay to unlock him. So those are your two choices, really. Either pay or play. When back in the day, you pay a $15 fee or a $9.99 fee, and you can unlock Sting immediately. If you really want the best bang for your buck, go ahead and play other 2K games that weren't really concerned with taking your money, but tried to give you the best gameplay and game in general. Shout out to Ukes. Shout out to Ukes. They matter of fact, they perfected it. From 2K15, which was a rocky start, all the way up to 2K19, which was pure perfection. And as soon as VC took over, we saw the disaster that was 2K20. And we all thought it was going to get better with 2K22, and it did improve somewhat. But there were glimpses of this travesty in the sites. Because if you remember in 2K22, you literally had to play to unlock Shawn Michaels. Can you imagine that? The same Shawn Michaels that you can get for free by playing Steve Austin Showcase. The same HBK. I believe it was HBK 05. You had to play Rey Mysterio Showcase and unlock him, when Shawn Michaels should be a default superstar, a default legend. We need to stop paying and playing for legends that have been in the game previously. I'm sorry if I came off as aggressive in this video, but I don't know how else I could display my passion. The old WWE games gave you your money's worth. And I have to reinforce that these two, 2K16 and 2K17, are games under the 2K banner. So if these are games under the 2K banner, what changes with 2K26? Why are they going the money route? They could have got our money regardless with the Accelerator Pack or Season Pass. Why this change? Greedy practices like this only get worse if we do not fight against the higher powers now. Hulk Hogan 2002 is the first character that is available in the 4 free pack that we will be getting soon. Who is next? Man, this is really gonna suck for those who bought the standard edition. To find out that you, on top of buying the standard edition, you might as well have just paid for the MNW edition, because that's how much you'll be paying by the time you're done with the standard edition. Over $150. Wicked.